everybody, it's Sophie and Marco, dish out on the movies.
TV shows and a few books, too.
Well, I have been putting that in on my thank you notes for the sales I have made on Poshmark and eBay and Mercari, but I haven't made any Mercari sales in a while. Not that many for eBay, but I've been making a lot of Poshmark sales, and I've been telling about our channel.
How much cocaine do you sell?
I don't sell any, Marco. I never have. I don't know why you say that.
Well, I'll be taking my business elsewhere then.
God. Anyway, I've been selling jackets and hard goods, meaning I've sold a lighthouse candle holder. And sweaters are becoming really popular because people are anticipating the colder weather. So anyway, back to what we're reviewing today. And we are reviewing King of the Hill, episodes 7 and 8.
Season 1. I mean, season 14.
Season 14.
I was like, season 1.
Now,
I said that so confidently.
We're doing episode 7 first, and it's called Any Given Hill Day. Hill meaning their last name is Hank Hill, Bobby Hill, Peggy Hill. So anyway.
Overall, I would say that this episode, it might be my favorite one so far. I thought that it was very funny.
Yeah.
It might be this one or the one about Bobby's restaurant, but this one I thought was very good. And I thought that it was just a lot of fun. The Peggy side story was okay, but again, you can tell very, very easily that the writers are struggling to find things for Peggy and Hank to do.
And really, I don't get that.
Well, because they're retired, and so it's like...
So what?
Well, it's like, well, how do you... Like, everything in the old show was always focused on, like... Well, a lot of it was, like, Peggy working as a teacher, Hank working with the propane, and now, Bobby. They have replaced that with Bobby in his restaurant. That's what they have, replaced it as, like, the main, like, work storyline. But with Hank and Peggy, it's like, every episode they gotta come up with something for them to do, which is funny because Dale, he's not retired himself. He's still an exterminator. He still
has a podcast.
Yeah.
So that's why I say they just have to figure it out. But I think I'm really impressed with Bobby. He just seems so even and grown up and willing to take chances. And then when he figures out something is totally not a good thing, or he's just really grown up about it. And he takes care of things, and if he doesn't get real angry or, goes off or acts stupid. He just...
We might see that, though. Maybe...
Well, maybe nobody's perfect.
Maybe it's season 2, like, maybe this season it's like, hasn't he grown up really well? Like, and then next season he'll have, like, a moment where he has a meltdown or something.
Well, right now, I'd say, I think it's really impressive, because, you just don't know. In fact, I don't know how many... Well, Andy Griffith would be one, but... Maybe Leave It to Beaver. But see, those are older older style
what's the
shows.
subject?
But the thing is, there's no way to show, they don't show that many kids growing up in anything you watch. You'll see them for a while, but you don't really see them as an adult.
Yeah.
And he is kind of really an adult now, pretty much. He's a Gen Z. But he's still, he has a restaurant, and, he's come up with the menu, and he's very responsible, and you don't see that in any show. You don't see what's happened when they've really grown up. You might see them become teenagers or something. You go through these, like the Beaver, Leave It to Beaver, the teenage angst. Even in Andy Griffith, remember he had a party, or he'd go to the party, and they're doing the '60s dances. It was when the episodes were becoming colorized, and
he's got to dance with a girl.
yeah. So we don't really see that. This show's gone from.
Well, to be fair, there is going to be a Malcolm in the Middle, like 4-episode revival or something that comes out.
Really?
So we'll see everyone grown up there, which
yeah.
I don't know about that. They said, well, I'm not going to say anything about that, but they said there's going to be an agenda character in the show, or well, I'm not going to say anything else, but like that's another thing where I guess you could say we're going to see characters grown up. And actually, The Office. Well, we have not finished reviewing The Office, the good show. But in season 9, in the series finale, you actually get to see Meredith's son as an adult, and it's really, really hilarious. and he is all grown up. It's the same actor, and he's become a male stripper, and it's pretty hilarious. That was really good. And we shouldn't talk about The Office now, but anyways. I love this episode. I thought it was great. I mean, I don't know what all to say about it. Like, it's all about Hank and Bobby and his new girlfriend, I guess, Willow, going to a football camp. And I guess the episode is very, like, Willow-centric, but I would say the big issue that I have with this episode, even though I loved it, is that it still feels like it's such a skimpy show. It's like bite-sized episodes, and so it just feels very weird, like the timing of this episode. Like, I had heard all about the thing that she did at the football camp, both things. Where she sees Hank naked, which that was hilarious. Did you like that, Safi?
That was funny, but I find it odd that they had men and women using the same locker room. That just isn't done. I didn't.
Maybe it's a woke locker room.
No, they don't have anything like that.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't. They
Yeah,
might
they do.
have, at the end of the game, they might have a female reporter come in there. But I mean, I have seen, like, I'm cheer for the Chiefs, and I have seen the locker room at the end of the game. There's no females anywhere. So I don't get that. I'm not even in a college locker room. So to me that was, and see, what happened was
Safi's just jealous because she would have liked to have
no way
seen Hank and been able to laugh at him and shit and say
but this was, let me explain what this was. This was a Dallas Cowboys like fantasy training camp.
You know what I did the other day? Well, Safi and I both did. We bet against the Dallas Cowboys and we both won.
Well,
we both won money. I won $50. Actually 65. Safi only won $5 because her survey app is not working.
I got 10, but I still.
Oh, that's a ripoff because
I still have to get 50 because.
Oh, so you didn't get the 50. So the survey app is not working. There was an offer on our survey app to use the sports betting app.
Oh, they say it's still in progress.
If you bet $10, you get $50 from the survey app, and I got the $50 immediately, which was great. That was like a really easy thing to do, and I got to bet against the Dallas Cowboys, and so I felt really good about that. And then I partied and ate beans.
Well, no offense to anybody, but, I watch Colin Cowherd. We're not from Texas. I do have family there, like ancestors who, they lived there. But I don't root for the Dallas Cowboys, and I've been hearing about their quarterback and their problems. They just traded away a really significant player, and Jerry Jones, and that he's not competent as an owner, just all this stuff. And so I kind of knew at least about them, the negative stuff. And I really don't like betting, even on my own team, because
I do.
I just don't like it at all.
I like
anything can happen. Well, I don't. And, well, that's bad. So anyway, I felt confident. I shared that with Marco. He knows that we watch Colin Cowherd, and he knows that I'm a Chiefs football fan. He knows that my husband is a whatever fan, I guess a Bears fan, and well, we cheer for the universities we went to.
The universities.
Like University of Missouri, who just played Kansas. That's a huge it used to be a huge rivalry because they were in the same conference. I mean, I could just go on. I knew enough to give them because they have it kind of there. You can bet on tennis and all kinds of stuff, all sports related, as far as I could tell, basketball, etc. And so I told him I knew enough, and he believed me. I guess he did and I didn't really understand what it meant, except that I thought that it meant that they weren't going to do well. The quarterback weren't going to win, but they didn't win like I had predicted, and I think that's what helped us. But actually, they did really good in this game, so they did better than I would have expected.
So, anyways, this was all about a football camp. But so back to the original point.
So why was she in the locker room?
No, stop. Back to the original point that I was trying to make 15 minutes ago. I had known that Willow was going to do something this episode that was going to, basically end her relationship with Bobby. But what really sticks out to me is I thought maybe he would hook up with her and then maybe 4 or 5 episodes later she would do that. I didn't think that last episode they hook up, they get together, and then immediately the next episode is her downfall. And so I thought that was really strange and awkward, and it was very rushed, and it felt like if this was a 24 episode season,
it might have been different.
We could have had a lot more of them, and because it was like they rushed it to an end so that they can get him back together with Connie, which will happen at the end probably next season.
I was going to say not this season. I don't believe it.
But it just felt very strange to me, like to rush that relationship. I
didn't think so.
A lot of people really like her character. I like her too. I think she's a good character, and
she's very different. And she's interesting. But what she did, she had a bad thing against Jerry Jones, and she'd been, I'll just say punking him for years because she blames him for her father's downfall.
Yeah.
And because I guess he was employed and then he fired him or something. I didn't really understand.
He played for him, and then he fired him, and then he became an alcoholic, or he
didn't deal with it well.
Reverted back to it, and so she blames him for that, and it was really just a way of taking the blame away from her father and putting it on someone else. But she did something to him that was really hilarious when Bobby and Hank saw it at the same time.
Did they just want to go see what the office looked like?
I guess so.
If he was there, I can't remember why they were there.
That was really funny.
Well, they caught her going to the bathroom what was it, on his desk or something?
On his picture.
Oh, God.
And the funniest part,
that was so disgusting.
The best part of the episode was when they showed Jerry Jones in his, I don't know. And
he's like 80.
And he was on the phone, and he said something about this being the second time or something like this.
She's done it multiple times, more than that.
Was it because of her?
Well, he doesn't know. He just knows something has been done, and it's the same kind of thing. So.
I thought that was a joke, that it was just someone doing that to him in general. Because it's like
he has been doing it over and over.
Because he's so hated, and he's such a shithead or something to people, or I don't know.
He's not hated. He's just
well, that's what I.
He's
that's
not
what
very
I took
well
from
respected by people outside. Maybe
I thought it was funny. It was very funny.
I don't know. Anyway, well, I didn't like that at all. I thought it was gross, but that kind of thing happens. And I mean, they can't pretend like it doesn't. And so it happened. So anyway,
Safi didn't laugh probably because our cat Bernie leaves her a doo-doo Supreme all the time.
in the litter pan.
He smells up the entire apartment, like pretty much on a every other day.
He's sitting in here and he's listening.
He's looking right at me. Look, he's looking.
Well, anyway, I didn't care for that. And so because Hank and Bobby had come with her, because she got these tickets for all of them to do this, and they thought it was going to be just for them, so they didn't realize she was going to be involved. But anyway, she was, and since they caught her and they were very embarrassed, they wanted to go. They wanted to leave. They didn't want to stay for anything else. They had discovered too that she's a good football player.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Really good football player. Hank wanted to play with her. He really was impressed.
He really liked her. There was also a funny part before they went to football camp where they both had lasagna. She had a vegan lasagna and they had a regular one. And she spoon-fed a piece of the vegan lasagna to Hank.
Because
that was so funny.
Made plant meat or something. Oh,
yeah.
God.
That was so funny, though, because... you could never imagine Hank getting spoon-fed by anyone. So that was hilarious.
So there were a lot of funny moments in the episode. I'm not saying that it wasn't fun. I just didn't like that part. But instead of Bobby, overreacting or being mean or anything to her, he just said, we need to go. And they got out of there. And then I think at the end of the episode, he decides she's not for him, and he's going to break up with her because of what she did.
No, Bobby is infatuated still with Connie. And that was the big issue, because even when they were in football camp, he was texting with Connie, and he was, hiding his phone when she came in the locker room. And so it was clear, that, he's with, Willow, and he doesn't really want to be with her. He wants to be with Connie. And then Connie is with that piece of shit Chang, and she doesn't want to really be with him. It's like the classic comedy movie thing. So I give this episode an A. The only big issue is that, again, it just feels like this season has been very rushed.
Well, wait a minute. We forgot the other half of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
Peggy, she finds out from the neighbors that the only way they communicate with each other, except for the guys that stand out in the alley and drink, is they get on this neighborhood app, and if there's a complaint, or we have that too, and I've gotten on there and I don't like it. I ignore it. I don't even pay any attention to it.
We have a neighborhood app?
Yeah, we do.
Ooh.
And but she feels like since she's come back, that's the only way people communicate is online. She thinks that's dumb, which, yeah, she's kind of right. But anyway, that is the only way, to communicate. But so she decides to set up a book nook, and that's this. And I think didn't Dale and Hank, didn't they put it together for her?
Well, Peggy found books.
Marco, don't do that to him.
Peggy found books on the side of the road or something, in a box. Yeah. And she's like, ooh, that would be a good idea to do. And so, but what happened was the books had bed bugs or something.
Which I don't know about that either. I didn't know but that books got bed bugs on them. If anybody can comment about this, I was going to look it up, but I've never heard of that. But what happened was, it was a real success. All the neighbors loved it. And, they would stop near there and people would talk. So it was, we've seen these. We DoorDash, and we have seen these book nooks around, not right around here, but we've seen them in maybe other suburbs or in other parts of our suburb.
There's movie ones as well. There's DVD ones.
Yeah, and then there's also little food pantries. But I think mostly we've seen the book nooks. But anyway, so it was a real success. But then what happened was people started she got bitten, and so other people did too, and they all shared that, and it turns out it was infested with bed bugs. Well, they all got pissed off and mad, and she decided to take and she was scared because, see, Dale is an exterminator. And he said, well, I'll get rid of those. But then he let it loose that she had put books in there that had bed bugs on them, so everybody got mad. Well, she decided to be like Bobby and be very even about it, and she apologized, said she didn't know. And so they all stood around, and they had to burn. There was no way to fix it.
Yeah, they did a book burn.
And so
and
that was put on the internet.
That was really funny.
That they had this book burning in this.
There was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh well, of course they're burning books on purpose or something like that. And it's like, no.
No. Yeah.
But I just thought
I thought that was really interesting.
that was really creative.
Yes, it was.
So I give this episode an A. Safi, what would you give it?
Yeah, I give it an A, but I didn't like the doo-doo episode.
The
Doo-doo part of
doo-doo
the episode.
part.
Yeah.
Well, Bernie likes it.
Bernie doesn't like that thing in his face. So the next episode, we'll move on. We both gave it an A.
I'm not giving the next episode an A, though. That's for sure.
Next episode is kind of like a soap opera.
It's a piece of shit. I give the next episode an F-. And I'll say this. Look,
Well,
part of it has to do with the segregation in the voice casting department, which what's really funny is there was a major development that happened with the original piece of shit who advocated for segregation. He ended up, it's really funny because he said that, people should only be voicing characters of their own race and gender and all that bullshit, which is completely antithetical to voice acting.
Well, especially like for The Simpsons, Nancy Cartwright voices Bart. She has all the time, the whole time.
And she's not yellow either. And so, but the point is that, well, now, guess what happened? They announced that he will be voicing a white character in some sort of a show or movie. And so apparently, it really doesn't have to do with, like, getting, like, making it fair or something. It really just has to do with pushing out white people, which is what it's always about. And so a lot of people complained to him and they said, why are you voicing a white character if you advocated for segregation in voice acting? Because, with this show, they kicked out the guy who played Khan and they kicked out the guy who played Ted, the original actors. And so both of their voices sound terrible. They sound nothing like the characters. Every time they're on screen, they're nothing alike, and it's so distracting. It's so awful. It's just so terrible that they would segregate voice actors, even for King of the Hill. Like, there's no legal reason. There's no actual rule that you have to be segregated in terms of voice acting, but they did it anyway. And so the guy who advocated for segregation, he quit Twitter, and he had a big temper tantrum because people complained that he's not following his own rules, because it was really all about just pushing out white people. And so, this whole episode is just ruined. It's tainted because, the big main character of the episode, the main side character, he's not being voiced by the guy who should be voicing him now. He's voiced by, I guess, a random Asian person who doesn't deserve the role.
He's talking about the character of Khan. He hasn't mentioned the title. It's called Conscious Uncoupling.
Yeah, and they get this
it's
they just get like a token Asian guy to play the character instead of the guy who actually played him for 13 fucking years. Get that guy back. Nobody wants this segregated voice acting. Nobody wants it. Nobody wanted it back then. Nobody wants it now, except for that fat, lard-ass piece of shit who advocated for it on Twitter. And he's off of Twitter now, so who fucking cares what that fat piece of shit wants? Well, who gives a fuck?
Marco,
like, why do they have to ruin everything? Why do these people fucking ruin everything? Like, this episode sucks. And the other reason why it sucks is because it was basically 25 minutes of character assassination. Let's have a storyline where Khan and Min got secretly divorced and they're hiding it and he's living in the garage. It's like, why the fuck did they have to do that? Like, they didn't have, like, a perfect marriage, but, like, it was so disappointing. It was so unsatisfying that, that they took these characters and it's like, oh, they're divorced now. And it's like, it's so shitty. I hate it. I almost think
It had a weird ending, I know that.
the ending was bizarre, but I almost think that it was about the fact that they knew that they got this token guy to play Khan, and he doesn't sound anything like him, so hey, how about we write him off the show? Maybe that's what they're doing. It's like a literal character segregation,
I
you know?
I don't know.
Because I don't know. Because why would they get divorced? It was so stupid. I hated it. I hate everything about this episode.
Well, I want to mention before Marco
go
goes
ahead.
insane.
Well, I just fuck
The
this
the
fucking
guy who
episode.
played
I
Dale-
fucking hate it. I fucking hate this episode. Hate it.
The guy who voiced Dale, who's a very important character, died. And his name was Johnny Hardwick.
Oh, that was
right?
last episode,
Oh, well, I put it on this
I
episode.
think. Or no, I can't remember.
I put it on this episode. His name was Johnny Hardwick, and he died. So somebody new has been voicing him, and I don't know who that is. But
He's
anyway,
doing an okay job.
yeah, but I don't think he sounds that different. They were
No.
saying that they were worried that he sounded way too different, but I thought he did fine. But so anyway, he's not even the original actor who was voicing that guy is not here because he's dead. So they had to get a new.
He's not here.
So rest in peace. So
That's so mean.
they had to get a new person for that. But anyway, I guess it starts out bowling, which was cool. But the
Yeah.
thing is, we've got that we get reminded because Hank and Peggy are bowling, and Dale was there, and so are the Khans, and we have this reminder that they don't get along, and the Khans kind of like they try to put on that they're so they have such a great marriage and they have such a perfect life.
Well, they're a great couple. Like the characters in the original show, back when it was voiced by someone who actually deserved the role, they were actually a really good couple. And
Well, the thing is, they're going to have is it a 20th anniversary party? They're going to have a 20th anniversary party, and Bobby is actually catering it. And 30-year. It's a 30-year anniversary. It was on the next page of my notes. And so one night, Hank hears this noise over near in their garage because they live very close. And he goes over there and he sees Khan's in there, and it looks like Khan's living in there, sleeping in there. And so he asks what happens. Well, he explains to me that he and his wife have been divorced for 2 years and have been faking being married because it's a shame for Asians to be divorced, which I don't know if that's true or not either. I do know that, like, when Glee was on, they talked about the Asians in that show getting a C, but they called a C an Asian F, and so they talk about that. But I don't know about this thing about divorce. And so anyway, he begged Hank not to tell his wife because he believes she's a blabbermouth, and so he has to keep it quiet. And he knows that Bobby is catering her party, and so he can't tell him either. So then we have this thing with Bobby and Connie.
It's just all a big bunch.
It's a very
of,
big soap. I call it a
drama.
soap opera
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
And it ends up, they have, Bobby does an excellent job, and
Yeah, Bobby's really good.
his buddy Chang.
By the way, Bobby's voiced by a woman, so
Oh, really?
I don't know why the segregation applies to Khan, but it doesn't apply to Bobby because he's voiced by a woman. So
Just like Bart
it's pretty weird.
Simpson. So anyway, it's all this big soap opera, but the other part of the soap opera is Chang and Connie, and they kind of, was it them? They kind of have a little, no, it was Bobby talking to Connie, and they kind of have it come out. I guess Bobby finds out because Hank tells him. And
Sophie watched this episode like a week ago because I told her like a week ago that we weren't doing a review, and then she watched the episodes anyway, and she, it was a typical Sophie move.
So they had.
She doesn't really remember it, but what ends up happening is that they all find out that they got divorced, and then Connie's upset, and so.
And she knew about it, though.
Connie knew already, but still, it was just very off-putting, very unsettling, because it's like first they got someone in the role of Con who doesn't deserve the role, and he's not the character, and then they have the characters get divorced. It's like character assassination of Con. That's what I would call this episode, and so it ends though with Connie and or one of the endings is. Bobby and Connie having a little like picnic kind of thing, and they hug, and it's just clear like they're gonna get together pretty soon.
I don't know. We'll see. But,
they will.
But what happens at the very end? That the Alley Gang, they decide they come over to the garage where Mr. whatever his name is,
Khan,
is staying.
Sufa Newsome Fun.
And they offer him a beer. They bring him a beer. And did he take it and shut the door? Or he just shut the door?
He shut the garage door, and then Hank rolled it under the garage door as it was closing. And they don't show if he took it or not, so maybe he did or didn't. I don't know.
Yeah, which I thought that was a weird... But they were being, they were trying to be nice and neighborly, and who knows? You know
what they should do next season to fix this?
No idea.
Because this would actually be really nice. Okay, so next season, I think that all the people who make the show, they all need to grow a pair of balls. And then after they do that, they can fire the people who are playing Ted and then the person who's playing Con right now, and then get the original voice actors back, because I don't want segregation in my movies and TV shows. And then, after you do that, you can have Con get back together with men, effectively making this episode completely irrelevant, and that would be really nice. I really appreciate that. Thanks, bye.
I don't know.
Sincerely, Marco J. Carlson.
I thought this was really... I just give it a C.
Really?
Just because it's just like a soap opera. I didn't think it was funny.
So you approve you approve of the segregation?
No, I don't. We'll see how that works out. That
we just saw how it works out. It worked out terribly. It didn't work out.
Well, usually I'm going to say that it probably backfires in their faces.
And it did. So why would you give an episode a C if they're segregating the voice actors?
Because they had all the thing. I mean, I don't know if that's true.
It is true. Like, why are they discriminating against white voice actors because they're good at the characters? Like, it's voice acting. It's not about the appearance of the people doing the voice. It's supposed to be about the voice, and the people who originally voiced these characters deserve to do the voices. So why, knowing that they racially discriminated against two white voice actors, why would you give this episode a C?
I don't know. I
don't know either.
I guess I'll give it a D.
Good job. Good job.
Okay, well, let's move on. Okay, and so that's it. So I don't know how many, there are 2 more episodes?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 more episodes left that we'll watch and review, and we'll see what happens with this soap opera and with Connie and Bobby. So that's it, everybody. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and tell Marco to stop swearing.
What about our Patreon?
Well, would you like to talk about it?
Go ahead.
We have a Patreon now. It's 3 levels. And you probably wonder why. It's because Marco is a movie maker, and he also makes shorts.
It's because we deserve to get paid for what we do on this channel. To be quite honest.
but this is for extra content, okay? It's
Yeah.
not for what we're doing right now.
But it really should be.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that, but
Really?
I'd rather.
Well, then maybe you should take a good look in the mirror and figure out what you could
Marco,
do better.
would you stop it? So anyway, Marco works his ass off, and you're probably wondering, where is everything? Well, he's got something coming out next month. He never tells me the specific details, and but we'll see. And you will find proof of what he's done. It'll be somewhere, and he works his butt off though, and we work on a very small shoestring budget, and he makes all of his own props. We go to the thrift store and get clothes for people.
And then I gotta buy drugs for all the actors so that they can,
He
chill
is
out
not
after
saying,
the
he
shoots.
does not do that. Don't say that. That is just bullshit.
We all do coke in the
No,
film
we
industry.
don't. Well, don't say that.
They call me.
He's lying.
They ca-
For heaven's sakes, even the
They call
cat's
me-
looking at him like he's a idiot.
They call me Powder Boy.
Oh, God. If we had the money to buy that, then we don't need to be asking for money to make movies. So cut it out.
I don't know, Safi. It's a tough industry,
Oh, please.
and the cocaine inflammation has gone through the roof because of Mexico.
No,
Tariffs.
okay, stop doing that
Because-
bullshit. We
because
have
of
enough of
tariffs.
that bullshit we hear
The
every day.
the
That's not
cocaine-
true.
The cocaine prices are through the roof. You can't get cocaine at Kroger anymore. It's ridiculous.
Okay, Marco's just bullshitting. I hope you recognize that. So anyway, if you would like to take part in that, Marco has.
If you want to take
If you
part
want
in
to
the
take
cocaine,
part in doing a Patreon,
The
one of the
Patreon.
levels, there are different costs, and that you get different amenities from it, and he's doing really all of the amenity stuff for it, I believe.
Safi will be though. She just doesn't know it yet.
Well, I do other things too.
It's kind of with Safi. It's kind of like Mission Impossible, where Ethan gets a phone call and it says, they say like, Ethan, you have to go on this mission now. Do you accept this mission? And that's what Safi is. Safi gets the Mission Impossible, and
So
then Safi says, "Okay, I'll do that after I have a small Coke. I gotta have a Coke now. Gotta drink my Coke." Safi likes soda, so you could call Safi should really be like reviewing sodas because that's all she does is like drink soda. She's a soda meister.
I don't drink alcohol, so I feel like I can have soda. So anyway, but I've been cutting down. I did buy some mug root beer today, which is really delicious.
Yeah.
And because I don't know what we're having for dinner, but I need it to go with the dinner.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've had like actors here all year long, and we've done all kinds of different filming.
Yeah, pretty much all of them got fired, so
Oh, for heaven's sake!
I gotta spend a lot more money now just to make up for that.
Oh God. Okay, well you gotta whatever. Something's coming out next month around Halloween, and if you can probably guess what kind of movie it is, or short or whatever. He's working on a series too, so I don't know how this is all going to work, but it's hard to do on shoestring budget. He does everything on his own, and so it would help to have that extra money to do that. So, but anyway, I'm terrible at asking for money, but anyway, but if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to become one of our subscribers, you can. It would be nice. We appreciate it. And that's it. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye!